Alright guys, what is going on? My name is Pipebomb City and welcome back to another video here guys. Be sure to check out my Instagram at PipebombCity. Be sure to subscribe, like, and comment on this video guys. So, ever since the draft guys, which the draft was an amazing thing, alright, I think for the WWE and the state it was in, I think it was for the best, you know? In July we had the draft and since then a ton of shit has happened. That was a long time ago guys. A long ass time ago, you know? 6 months from now, almost, you know? So pretty much, everyone has been wondering, well not wondering, but the question is, who has the better brand here, alright? Now, I'm going to state my argument for why I believe SmackDown Live is a better brand, but before I even get into what I think, let's talk about the shit that's just happened here, alright? So Raw, the first week of the draft, Raw had an amazing show post-draft, and then SmackDown Live came, and it was an average show, you know? But Raw kicked ass that first week, and I feel like ever since then, SmackDown has beat Raw. Not in ratings, just in better quality shows. But actually, last week they finally beat Raw in the ratings with the Wild Card Finals. Fantastic, you know. SmackDown Live. I don't remember if SmackDown, just the SmackDown brand in general, ever has beaten Raw. I'm sure that they have, you know, in the Attitude Era days and just a long time ago, maybe. But Raw was finally beaten, so I just looked at that and I said, alright, well, let's just go over why this finally fucking happened, alright? So, SmackDown Live is just the better show in my opinion, you know, because really, from the start, it was pretty much announced, or not announced, but it was initialized as the younger guy show, where talent can come and have all these fucking opportunities and stuff, and I mean, look at it, you know? I mean, you have John Cena, but John Cena's in the role of, like, the torch passer right now, and then you got guys like Ambrose and Styles and Wyatt and tons of, like, new, younger talent. Not even new, but, like, talent that didn't really have a shot if this happened a year ago. Like, look at the fucking Hype Bros. They would be complete jobbers, you know? But they actually managed to make names for themselves. And, you know, American Alpha just won the fucking tag titles there at SmackDown, you know? And it was incredible. And despite, I wish the Wyatt family had a longer run, and they probably will get the title soon, that doesn't matter, man, because there's, like, so much exciting stuff that goes on at SmackDown, you know? And meanwhile, Raw, and I just want to say, there are tons of people who just, like, Raw is now known as, like, the show. Like, just nobody wants to really watch Raw anymore, you know? Whenever I post stuff about Raw on Instagram, or whenever I watch videos on YouTube of what happens at Raw, it's like nobody cares. All the comments, whether it be on Twitter or Instagram or YouTube, like, just everybody shits on that show now, because it's just officially referred to as the boring show now of WWE. You got NXT, which is great. 205 Live is, it's in the middle. It depends. You know, I haven't really watched 205 Live, so I can't give my full opinion on that. But SmackDown Live is way at the top for the fans, and then Raw is at the bottom. You know, so I think even people are looking at SmackDown Live as, in a way, better than NXT. And NXT, man, wow, dude, the fans are in love with that shit, especially those true hardcore fans. Like, they're in love with that stuff, so that's amazing to see that. But it really is just, I mean, in Raw, it really isn't even that bad. It's not. I mean, of course, there are aspects that are frustrating and just boring. Boring is the key word. In 3 hours, WWE finally, they posted a video on YouTube. I can't remember what it was about, but it was like Paul Heyman and JBL talking about, like, how 3 hours could be too long. I didn't watch the fucking video, but I saw the title. I'm like, wow, they might be finally discussing that. So I don't know. Maybe it didn't talk about it at all. But that's what the title said. But, so 3 hours, it is an issue, you know, and I see how they're trying to even it out by having 205 Live come after SmackDown Live, so then that's 3 hours. But just, I've never watched 205 Live, again, because I don't want to see it after watching a full episode of SmackDown, you know what I'm saying? But then you got Raw, and it's 3 hours, and the women's division is just completely better on SmackDown Live, because meanwhile on Raw, yeah, you have guys like, or girls like Bayley and Nia Jax, but really it's just been dominated by Charlotte and Sasha, and now I see they're starting to move on to other things, but Charlotte and Sasha are like the main two. I feel like they shouldn't have jumped into the main two so quick. You know what I'm saying? Because if you do that, like, ever since a week ago, or I should say from the draft, the first Raw, all the way, literally all the way until last week, it's like it's been all Charlotte and Sasha. And I feel like when you start a brand, a new thing, a new era, you gotta like space it out. Like SmackDown Live did that perfect. They introduced a new title a month after, which gave them kind of an advantage, but fuck it. You know, Raw is the quote-unquote A show, so they have life's advantage. But, you know, they separated rivalries. You know, like they started out like that first show, or it was one of the second shows, you know. Each woman came out and showed their gimmick, and then it split in to different rivalries. We had Becky and Alexa, and then we had Carmella and Nikki, and Natalia's in the middle, all that, and then in the back somewhere there's other talent. It's like, it worked so good, you know? The only thing, honestly, I don't like about SmackDown Live is the whole James Ellsworth thing. I wish he just would have stayed on Raw. It's just, I get why, but that's just an example of WWE taking jokes too far, and hopefully for people who are subscribed and know me on Instagram and shit, you know, I cannot stand James Ellsworth. Fuck it, you know. But again, and you know, the best things about Raw are Charlotte herself, and some of the matches that Charlotte and Sasha have had, yes, are great, but you know what, I already stated my opinion on the women's division. Finn Balor is fucking injured. Lesnar and Goldberg, while being unique to Raw, they're not there most of the time, and I don't like Goldberg, and I love Lesnar, but it's whatever. You have Rollins and Reigns, but with Rollins being a babyface, it really does kind of bring it down, you know? And then you have Owens and Jericho, who are easily the best thing on Raw right now. They're fantastic. And then just with general managers, we don't see Shane and Stephanie a lot, or not Shane. We don't see Shane and Daniel Bryan a lot on SmackDown Live. Like when they show up, and it's mostly Bryan now, but when they show up, it means something and it's important. Like they're gonna announce a main event or a title match, which is pretty much all they've done so far. Which is what a general manager is supposed to do in a way. And Raw, you have Mick Foley and Stephanie open up the show each night, or they're always in these back. Like on SmackDown Live, you don't know if Daniel Bryan and Shane are going to show up, because whenever they do, it's serious shit. And that's what like draws people to SmackDown in a way, one of the ways. And with Raw, you got Mick and Stephanie, who already people would much prefer Shane and Bryan. And you got those guys in there, and I guess it's trying to kill time, but then that's just another way of saying that, fuck it, you don't need 3 hours, you know? Roman gets shit on heavily, man, on Raw. You know, not as much, honestly, before the split, but the good thing about Raw, it is giving guys like Zayn and Strowman. I feel like that's one of the rivalries on Raw that have done good, you know? But other than that, I can't really name anything off the top of my head. Like, they have the Cruiserweight division, but they just completely mishandle it. Like, if the Cruiserweight division was on SmackDown, wow, that'd be phenomenal. It would be so much better, because Raw just mishandles it, and especially because people view Raw as just negative now, they're going to view the Cruiserweights as negative, you know? But, my God. Fucking Jinder Mahal's there, I guess, you know? And again, there's nothing else, really. I mean, SmackDown really is just like the more exciting show. Raw is 3 hours, and even if it wasn't 3 hours, it's just boring now. It's just boring, you know? Like, the storylines are not fully there. Would I rather watch AJ Styles versus Dean Ambrose, or would I rather watch Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens? I love Kevin Owens, you know? But at the same time, like, not even anything against Reigns, I'm just not interested in that storyline, because Styles and Ambrose was unique. They had Ellsworth in there, which I didn't like towards the end, and it was just a unique perspective of everything. But Raw, it's like the same repetitive stuff that you would see years ago, in like the fucking Golden Era and stuff, late 90s era. So Raw just mishandles the rivalries pretty much, you know, and they just drag it on. And while SmackDown Live, you could argue, drags on even longer, they do it where there's more unique things. Like Nikki and Carmella has been dragging on, but now fucking at TLC they implemented no disqualification matches, and you could argue Raw did it, eat a dick. But they implemented more stipulations as time went on, and then they had Natalya getting involved in the whole Survivor like they added more onto it, so it wasn't repetitive. Like Reigns and Owens has been going on for a while now. That just built off of Rollins and Owens, which is just repetitive. I'm not trying to base it off of specific rivalries, but I'm just giving examples of how each show is either strong or weak. So I hope I summed this up for you guys, that I believe that SmackDown Live is the dominant brand. What do you guys think? Tell me in the comments below. And if you're anything like 80% of the rest of the fans, you're going to agree with SmackDown Live on this. But if you like Raw, I mean, that's fine. You know, I don't have a problem with it. I just much prefer SmackDown Live. Fuck it. You know, SmackDown Live's coming on an hour from when I'm recording this video. So, whatever, man. Anyways, guys, thank you so very much for watching. This has been Pipe Bomb City. Hopefully, I changed your opinion or maybe opened up your eyes in some way. That's the goal here. I don't even know, man. I'm just so happy SmackDown finally beat Raw in the ratings. Hopefully they'll do it again this week. But be sure to check out my Instagram at instagram.com/PipeBombCity or at PipeBombCity. And be sure to subscribe, like, and comment on this video. Anyways, guys, this has been Pipe Bomb City, and I will see you all next time.
Tonight is the night, bright lights,